Hi, my name is Amanda Reimers. I'm your co-host today. I'm interviewing your regular host, Mia Saenz. Mia is the producer and host of 10 Days of Gratitude. She is a transformational love coach, guiding people through the process of love. Love is vast, and that means self-love, relationships, and expressing love outward. Mia is also the founder of BellaMia magazine. Welcome, Mia.
Thank you, Mandy. I'm so excited you're doing this for me and with
So
me.
I'm very excited to be here as well. So we are into the second annual event. Mia, will you please share with us why you created this series last year?
Um, I love gratitude. I've been expressing and practicing gratitude since I was very young. My grandmother, who was a spiritual practitioner, taught me that that was the fastest connection to healings, to manifestation, to bringing in things into our life. And so gratitude has always been a huge, huge part of who I am. And it's also a huge part of my work because when we can express gratitude, we stay out of fear. We stay out of the monkey mind that chatters in our head. There's so much about gratitude that is really necessary in our life. It connects us to the divine. It connects us to ourself. It's really beautiful stuff.
That's wonderful. You teach a program called Total Flow Mastery. Can you share with us what living a life in the flow means to you?
Yes. And for those who don't know Amanda, Amanda is one, she's my little sister. We adopted each other years ago. And two, she's also the assistant editor-in-chief of BellaMia magazine. And so as assistant editor-in-chief and knowing my business, she's taken the beautiful class, which is Total Flow Mastery and Feminine Essence. So really what Total Flow Mastery is, it's about getting ourselves into the flow, into being happy, living a life that has purpose and meaning without all the other garbage that comes in to distract us. We are literally, and I'll use this horrible word called programming, but we're literally programmed a specific way from society and family. It's like from one generation to another to another. So when we step outside of all that world belief that doesn't really even belong to us, we enter a place, the only other place besides despair would be the opposite, which would be love and grandeur. So Total Flow Mastery takes us into that place of conscious self-love, understanding fear, learning how to shift our mindset so we can manifest anything and everything in life. It literally takes us as a river flows without the dam stopping it up. We flow along. So if you want to get out of the dam and be in the flow, Total Flow Mastery is a magical place to be and to experience.
Meaningful and purpose. I like that. Let's get out of the dam. Would you be willing to tell us what some of your gratitude practices are?
Sure. And this also goes with conscious self-love. One of the things that I'm asked a lot, and I didn't ask my sister to ask me, was what is self-love? And self-love is very vast. It stimulates us and spurs us in many different ways in life, which means that we can have candles that honor ourselves. We can take baths with music or wine, whatever we want to do, little affirmations. It's all really, really important. But conscious self-love, which is taught in Total Flow Mastery, is to get consciously with the intention of changing and shifting who we are, to grow and raise our emotional intelligence, to re-raise our inner child so that there's almost like a second person within us that's already mature because we've taken the time to re-raise ourselves. So that's conscious self-love, and that's really important with the gratitude work too, because in gratitude is how we have healing. So here's just some little mantras that we would do. Everything good comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And I've had many healings within myself to bring myself back and upright when I have been out of alignment by sending myself these little tiny affirmations that I need at the moment, whether they are I'm grateful that I'm agile, free moving, and vibrant. I remember having a back problem a couple months back where I injured my back, and within a couple days, which it normally would have taken like a month, I think it was 4 days, I was walking with ease and freedom and movement, because every time I would wake up in pain, I would literally give myself gratitude. I would be so grateful for the ability to move. So grateful for some of the things that I wasn't able to express at that time, but yet I knew that they were part of who I was. I knew I was vibrant. I knew I was able to move around. I knew I was graceful and feminine and not this rickety person with a bad back. And it really is amazing when we bring these beautiful affirmations into our life with gratitude, it shifts and changes everything. Did I ever tell you, I'm going to share this because this is very, very cool. Did I ever tell you, Mandy, about, and actually it was on Ariel Ford's interview, about having a healing of buck teeth when I was little. Did I ever tell you about that?
No.
Okay, so when I was little, I was a thumb sucker. I was very orally fixated, and that thumb would go in the mouth all the time. And there are many of us who are thumb suckers. When I was in the ninth grade, Lordy, when I was 9 years old, my mom took me to the orthodontist. I was the youngest of four, as you know, Mandy, but I was the youngest of four, and so generally I would be the last one to get braces, but my teeth stuck straight out. When I bit a sandwich, the bottom part would come off, and I'd have to tear the rest off and put it in my mouth and eat it. And, my brothers used to call me Bucky Beaver and that kind of stuff that wasn't very nice,
No.
So they were being playful, and that's how kids are. But my grandmother sat me down. Remember, I said she was a spiritual practitioner. She's brilliant. She sat me down and she explained to me, gratitude is the fastest way to healing. It's the deepest connection to God, to the divine. So she said, start off with the little things, honey. She said, be grateful. Give gratitude for your toothbrush. Give gratitude for your toothpaste. Give gratitude for the ability to brush your teeth. Every time you go in and you look at yourself in the mirror, smile at yourself and just say, I am so grateful that I have the ability to take care of myself. And here I am, a little kid, listening to Grandma. She's totally made sense before on healings, and so I did that. And I forgot about the result that I wanted to happen. I just grew in gratitude. And when I got to the 7th grade, we're talking about 2 years later, when I got, 2.5, whatever, when I got to junior high, I remember sitting on the bleachers with a bunch of kids, and they looked at me, these girls, and they started smiling. They said, your teeth are beautiful. When did you get your braces off? And I was like, I've never had braces. So I went into the bathroom thinking, are they making fun of me? What's going on? And I saw that my teeth were straight. Now, they probably had been straight for a long time. I just didn't realize it until somebody brought it to my attention. And so these little chompers here are the ones that stuck straight out like something that I didn't really want or need, because I really needed the full utilization of my mouth. So that is one way to express gratitude, in our life. It changes and shifts stuff. Also on healings and such, when we see ourselves as God's perfect reflection, we are in alignment with Him. Let's use another healing that I had when I was younger. In high school, I broke my femur skiing, and it stuck out literally like this far from my body, black and blue. Yeah, it was really painful, really crazy. And so in about 3 days, I had a healing. I didn't have it set. I did have it x-rayed, all that. I didn't have it set. We did a lot of prayerful work, and I went back into gratitude. And in that gratitude, I found the ability to really honor and cherish my leg, and also see myself as already complete, already whole, that was the fact about mankind. That was the fact about me, and that's the fact about manifestation. And so about 3 days later, I was back on my softball team. I was on varsity softball, and I was playing, and I was playing, and I was running. And I thought, as I was running around the bases, I thought, wow, I'm running. And just 3 days ago on that slope, I laid there for an hour until somebody rescued me, because I hit a patch of black ice, broke my leg, and my boyfriend had gone on and then couldn't find me when he tried to come back around. So amazing things can happen in our body, in our life. And I'm not the first one to talk about this. Metaphysicians talk about this all the time. There are many of us going back 150, 200 years talking about this type of, it's really a science of connecting ourself to the divine and understanding how powerful it all is together. Mm-hmm. Now, there's simple tools like bringing people out of depression, understanding how we are magnificent. And you've seen this, I'm sure, last year, Mandy, when I posted these in the Everyday Gratitude page, such as taking a simple canning jar and decorating it because, for goodness sakes, it's for you and you want it pretty. And then take a bunch of things that people have said about you that are amazing and things that you know to be true about yourself, such as I'm a great cook. I love my children. My children love me. I am magnificently beautiful because either I feel that way or somebody told me that, or I've done really good at teaching so-and-so how to do such and such. Type these all up, then cut them up like fortune cookies, and that's not our timer, Mandy, like fortune cookies, and then stick them inside the jar. Fold them in half, stick them in the jar so you can't see, put the lid on, and put it away, or keep it on your counter. You know, if you kept it on your counter, wherever you want it to be, when you walk past it, do another little gratitude thing. I am so grateful that I have this ability to bring everything into my life, just by looking at that little jar. But on your worst days, when things are really whacked out and you feel out of alignment to who you are and you want to be happy, open up that jar and start to go through it. That's your rainy day jar. And start to pull out things and be reminded of your magnificence and your beauty and your grace and your divinity, because you truly are connected to Source, to God, Creator. Whatever you want to call it, it's the same, whatever name you give it, it's the same essence of energy, of love, of magnificence that we carry within ourselves. There are so many gratitude tips, but that's one of them. I'm going to ask you one in a minute, but I just remembered something that I love to do to bring gratitude in, and that is simply put on some like meditation type style music that stirs you and get into that place where you can be at one with yourself and just continually to feel deep within and be grateful for who you are. Think about things while you're in meditation, because remember, as many of you know, when we speak, there's one person that's very important that's listening, and that's ourself. We really do connect to ourself when we talk nice to ourselves. It can sound really funny to those who are new to it, but it really is a changing essence to go from disconnected or not believing that we are as magnificent as we are to actually being and understanding. For myself, I've been practicing self-love for 27 years, and I go in and out at times. There was a few days ago, I was feeling the energy was kind of weird, and I was feeling kind of out of it, and I thought, okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to start to talk nice to myself again, because somewhere along the line, I stepped out of that. And it really does bring you right back in. What are some of your gratitude tools, Mandy?
I love to exercise, and a lot of the time I will have a very loud mind, and I'll walk into exercise class or I'll go on a walk, and sometimes I will walk until I don't hear everything going on in my head, and then I start looking around and taking in my environment. Sometimes in exercise class, I'll say, what are the things that I admire about these people in here with me, and how do I identify with them? And then that's when I start building my gratitude, things reflections of myself that I see in other people start coming in louder and more clear once I'm able to calm my mind and quiet everything going on inside. Another way that I like to express gratitude is in a gratitude list. That it's a group of girls that invited me to join their email list group about 8 years ago. And basically this list just came to me. It was 10 things, and it said 10 things. Mm-hmm. And I read through the first couple of emails, and I'm like, what is this? And then it occurred to me, these are things that these ladies are grateful for. Mm-hmm. It's their gratitude list. This is very, very cool. So I just jumped right in and hit reply all and put all the 10 things that I was grateful for. And it's something we've been doing now for 8 years. We hold each other accountable.
That's amazing.
So when we haven't responded to each other in a couple of days, somebody will pop up and start talking about wonderful things. And it really is a unique method because, like I said, we hold each other accountable. Mm-hmm. We keep it alive. Mm-hmm. So that's another way. And something that you had mentioned earlier, a friend we have in common that said, it was a phrase that really sticks in my head. And when I'm enjoying the moment, I think to myself, how does it get any better than this? Because it opens yourself up to, how does it get any better than this? Mm-hmm. What are the possibilities? What else is possible?
What else is out there for us? Yeah. And mm-hmm. that does open us up, as you mentioned, to gratitude, because now in a spiritual sense, it's like, that also person also says, how much luckier can I get? And we don't believe in luck. We believe in creation and creating our destiny. But I do love what you said, because it brings us back to giving that gratitude out in the moment. And that's really what it's all about, is to be in the moment with gratitude, be in the moment with love. If you want a better life, you're going to, everyone who's watching this, if you want a better life, you're going to bring these tools into your life and enjoy them. Many of you are already using them, and that's brilliant. And for those who are just beginning, just see where it takes you. I always say, don't accept what I say, experience it for yourself. And if it's who you are, great, go for it. If it's not, move on. Find something that's right for you, because here's something else I love to say. Not everyone is our perfect match. There's 5% of the population that matches us. Now, in a planet that has over 7 billion people on it, that's a lot of people to work with, to talk with, to love, to bring into our group. That's over 500,000. That's enough for me for a lifetime. I'm happy with that, So become the optimist if that's your path. Don't say to yourself, I can't be happy. I don't like being an optimist. If you don't like being an optimist, then why are you, trying to even practice gratitude or healing yourself? Really be clear on what you want, because that's how things shift and move.
I think the eye-opening moment for me was when I heard the quote by the late, great Dr. Wayne Dyer. He said, when you change the way you look at the things around you, the things around you will start to change. And
that's so very true. Our relationships, our friendships. You've gone through a huge change in the last year. Mm-hmm. Can I? You're like, what are you going to say, Mia?
Be my guest.
Okay. When you first were taking as an assistant coach the Beautiful class, we also worked through relationships too. And that's not just with our personal, but that's with the partner. And you were tired of bringing in, like all of us, that same one dude that comes in many faces. So when we change who we are, like you said, and our environment changes around us, you brought in a magnificent mate. that, we don't know how long people will last in our life, but we do know when it's right, it's awesome. And that's the beauty. Stop everybody being afraid and jump in and play. The water is warm. Seriously. So.
Yep. When you change the way you think, all of the people around you change as well.
And you've noticed that, haven't you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I have too. You and I have been sisters and friends for many, many, many years. Probably now one of the longest in this. That's funny. In this lifetime, in this go around, because we vibrationally match each other. There's something there that connects us together deeper than just, hey, you're funny, So
hey, you're fun. Let's go do things together.
That's right. That's right. It's awesome.
It is deeper than that.
Yeah, it is.
So, I heard you have some free gifts for us.
I do. What I'm giving away right now is my Spirit Life CD. Many of you have it. It's been downloaded. I created it, and it was published last year at Thanksgiving time, and it's been my free gift all year, and it has been downloaded over 3,000 times in almost a year. So 3,000 people can't be wrong. So it's my gift to you guys. It's called Spirit Life. It's a healing transformational CD. And the first track is called Inner Child Meditation. The second one is Contentment, which brings us into alignment as if God was talking to us. I went into the studio and prayed and meditated before and just said, please just talk through me. I want people to know how loved they are. And then the third one is called Restful Intentions, and it helps us sleep better, helps us fall asleep, helps us reset our internal alarm clock so we wake up like a minute before our alarm goes off. And also it really helps us set our intentions for the next day and to have a positive, beautiful day. And we all want to go into the next day knowing that it's going to be great. And then the last one is called Grounding. And I had taken a survey with many of you guys who watch my stuff for the last couple of years. And I was told, or the unanimous thing that came up was, get us out of being that funky spot, that depressed spot, that place where I'm just yuck. So it's a heart-based meditation called Grounding, and it's really beautiful. I'd like to share some tips for the inner child meditation, because this is one of the core changers in our life to grow and raise our emotional intelligence, which is really re-raising our inner child to how we want ourselves to be raised. We can't raise ourselves when we're babies because, we don't have that ability. But we can learn to strip away all the garbage that was placed upon us, and literally there's more than 90% of other people's belief systems on us. So when we strip that away, we don't have a lot left, and what's left is purity, it's wholesomeness, it's who we are, and then we start to build from there again, and everything shifts and changes. We start to step forward. So as you do the inner child meditation, it's going to take a long time, not in the one episode, but enjoy the process, because what you're doing is you're going in at age 3 and you're shifting the energy around the story in your life. It's not about rewriting your story as in, I'm now going to give it a false identity. It's about changing the energy. So the stories within your life, the energy is shifted, the stories are still factual, and that's how I healed myself from, even though I was raised metaphysical, I had a very abusive childhood with my mother. And people are really surprised when they read or hear me speak publicly on that topic, that we can shift and change and heal our life, because it was very traumatic. So the stories that I have, they're still my stories, but they don't rip me apart. They don't make me cry, because the energy has been changed around the abuse. And that's where I want each person to be, is to be so empowered in their life that it serves you and you can serve others if that's what you want. So the inner child meditation starts at age 3, and we go up on the odd years, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17. And when you meet your inner child for the first time, there's probably going to be a lot of emotional stuff going on. You're either going to be happy to meet her or him, or you're going to see them as scared of you. remember, when you work through the different elements in those age years and in between, wait until you see your inner child meeting you, greeting you in your happy place that I take you to. It sounds funny, your happy place, in your safe place that I take you to. Wait 3 or 4 weeks that every time you see her, she's happy or he's happy instead of a little bit apprehensive, and then move on to another age. So this can take anywhere from 6 months to a year, but it's totally worth it. It's the fastest way on a cellular level, literally, because you're rechanging everything about you. It's the fastest way to get from one point to another. And then many of you also know my mirror work and things like that. I am writing a gratitude book that I've been so busy I wasn't able to finish before. Now it's an ebook, and so I will be sending that out as a free gift to you guys who are following the gratitude series over the last couple years. So that's something that'll be coming in the new year for you as a future freebie, a future gift from me.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing that.
Awesome. Thank you, honey.
Thank you for joining us today, Mia, and sharing this wealth of knowledge with us.
Thank you.
What is one last thing you would like our wonderful audience to know?
You are amazing. You all are amazing and beautiful. And the faster you recognize your magnificence, the better your life will be. The faster things will change. And the more grace and glory that you have in your life, it totally charges you. It keeps you motivated. It keeps you in a beautiful place. And I want every person to be there. And yes, it takes work. It's not something that we don't have to stay on top of. It's not like we enter a door, it closes behind us, and bang, we're in Happy Land forever. No, it's a continual practice, but we become perfect at it. We become, or semi-perfect, we become more affluent to it, and so it becomes part of us. So can I say thank you, Mandy, for doing this, for interviewing me? This was fun.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, honey.
You are amazing. You.
Oh, and so are you.
And everyone else.
Awesome. That's awesome, honey.
Have a great day.
Thank you. And thank you all. We'll see you in another episode. Bye.